My hair's an absolute disaster, but anyway. Hi guys, I'm Zach from Nerdworks Media, and welcome back, finally, to Podcasting Cars. I'm literally leaving work as we speak, and I thought just checking that there's nobody there. I thought that I'd have a little bit of a chat today about, I wanted to start my podcast thing again. Not that it's really podcast, it's me just rambling about shit, but you guys understand what I mean. I wanted to basically just talk about things in the car community that are a thing. So in today's video I wanted to go over electric cars, because obviously that's a very big topic right now, and I thought it would just be an interesting topic as well. So I've actually been lucky enough to drive a electric car, a fully electric car, not even just a hybrid, like a proper legit fully electric car. And I'm not talking also like about some guy who's just Tesla swapped his whatever. I'm talking about a legit from a manufacturer fully electric car. No, it was not a Tesla. Don't know who that man was, and he almost walked into my car. Anyway. Okay, I don't know where the guy for the gate is, so I'll just chat for a little bit. So the thing is, when I got to drive, I drove the car back in like 2019, I believe, or something like that, and it was a very interesting experience. It's definitely not like, my car still has to warm up, so it's not idling properly. It's not like, the closest thing that I can say what it feels like is like an auto car, because obviously there's no clutch or anything like that, but it feels like an auto car. But in an auto car you can still feel it changing gears and stuff like that. This just was seamless, because it's got just one singular gear that it just carries through. So it was just a very odd and weird experience, to be 100% honest. But within that, so I can't remember if I've said it or not, sorry. My brain is all over the place. Focusing on driving and doing a podcast at the same time is like not helpful. And my car died, and it's back. That issue will be resolved hopefully in Friday's video. So the thing with that car is it wasn't like a high performance version or anything like that. It was basically your base model VW Polo, not even a Polo, it was a Golf. It was just a baseline Golf that, well, happened to be fully electric. So, I mean, it wasn't particularly fast or anything in terms of like its output power situation. It felt pretty normal, to be 100% honest. With that being said, the power that it could put down was ridiculous. Not that it, I don't know how to explain myself here. It wasn't like a, what is this dude doing? Oh my gosh. Sup, dude? Why don't you go to the intersection and do it there? It's not like it was a, 500 horsepower something or other. I think it had like 150 horsepower, which is less than what my car is currently running, even on low boost. But the way that it just delivers it was actually, it like took me back. Such a little old Ford something. The way that it just delivers the power was actually shocking. Not in a bad way, in a good way, obviously. Sorry, the power's out as well, so I'm being very wary of traffic, because also nobody knows how to drive when the power's out. So, I don't know, it was just an absolutely shocking and stunning thing to witness. So I'm just going to wait extra at the lights because people don't know how to yield, and I don't feel like people crashing into my car. See, like Mr. Bicycle Man now, just dived straight through the lights there. So that's what really took me back about electric cars, and then what kind of gave me a little bit more respect towards them, because I used to be a diehard, no electric in the bin, shooting flames, gasoline cars running off dinosaurs situation that seemed awesome to me, and it still does. I do still prefer it, don't get me wrong, but I have a newfound respect for electric cars, for the way that it can simply just deliver the power and deliver. Oh, there's a sexy Lotus there. The way that it can just deliver the power and deliver. I don't know how to explain it. Picture, if I have to say, every base model car is now as quick as like a full-on, well, not a full-on, but like a little bit of a spruced up Golf GTI. Not that I've driven a Golf GTI, but you guys get my point. It's like suddenly now everything's just got a little bit more put foot and go, and like it's got a little bit more drama to it. That's what really actually made me have a newfound respect for the cars. There's drama within those cars as well that you don't expect. Don't get me wrong, there's a lot more drama going on with these cars that are shooting flames and popping and pop-up headlights, other stuff. But the drama of being able to just put your foot down and the car goes was ridiculous. I've said that enough times now, I think. So now let's move on to the secondary part of the video. I don't actually know how long this video is going to end up being, but I'll just chat until, well, my conversation's finished. I should say, actually, before I go to the second part, the car passed the fact that it didn't have any like delays between gears because it's just one gear, and the fact that it's just continuous output of power, and like there's instant power, so when you put your foot flat, it's just there immediately. Past that, the car felt completely normal. Like everything else, oh gosh, can I please English? Everything else felt exactly like a normal car does here and now, me driving this. I mean, a more modern car, so electric steering, not fluid power steering, obviously ABS and nice modern tires and stuff. But my point is that everything else felt completely normal. What are people doing behind me? I don't feel like being hijacked. Thank you. Nope, they're just grabbing or something. Okay. But what concerns me with electric cars is I don't think it's been completely thought through, because governments and stuff are pushing the electric car movement because it's supposed to be more eco-friendly. Yes, the physical car, once produced and on the road, is more eco-friendly than my little Miata. However, my little Miata that's been on the road now for 32 years or something like that, and has been maintained and restored and kept going and stuff, has offset its carbon footprint, kind of. Obviously not to a full degree, because I mean it is still emitting gases and stuff, but it has offset itself at least slightly. Whilst an electric car, a modern new electric car coming out of the factory now, has to... Thank you, police officer. Oh, you gave me a thumbs up. Thanks, buddy. Oh, there's a cool Subaru here. A new car has to still offset all of that, which I understand with time it will. I'm going to move over. Oh, Subaru. Give him a little bit of a rev. Oh. I didn't see the cop. Okay. Sorry, there's just lots of drama on the roads in front of me, and people don't know how to drive. So that's my concern with like electric cars currently, is just there's a lot of false belief that their footprint is being offset and stuff when it's not yet. Yes, an electric car is, if you had to take two random cars off the street, an electric car versus a gas car, the electric car is producing less emissions and stuff right off the bat, 100%. But the thing is, you're not taking it off the street. You have to compare what it's coming out of the manufacturer from, and then in that you have to take into account all the manufacturing, obviously the pollution that comes with the manufacturing. And I believe yes, in terms of printing the body and stuff, the electric car is cheaper, but to make the engine, inverted commas, or the drive system, there we go. To make the drive system, whether it be for a petrol car or electric car, an electric car is more expensive. Just a little bit. So an electric car is more expensive. Also, where I get the most irritated about this subject is the fact that all the, I believe it's nickel or cobalt or something like that, I can't remember the mineral that's used in the batteries. I think it's nickel. All the nickel mines, whether it be in Canada or here in the Congo, well, here in the Congo, in Africa, in the Congo, further up in Africa, obviously, like those mines, or especially the ones in the Congo, are in such disgusting order. Like there's like barely any human rights, pretty much. It's just like useless. You now just work in these terrible conditions, and a taxi is just stopped in the middle of the road. Like, I don't know, there's just, for me personally, in my current standing and how the world sits right now, that man was pretty much half naked. That's brilliant. There's just not a place for electric cars yet. The system has to be refined more before electric cars can get there. And don't get me wrong, obviously if electric cars come out, then the need for those systems to be refined will be there, so then people will obviously be more motivated, if you will, inverted commas, to get those systems refined and not in disgusting labor issues and so on and so forth. I think the electric car movement, to be 100% honest, is great. If we can get it to be a zero emissions thing and we can get electric cars to run, I see no harm in this. This is fine. I would also like to remind everyone that the batteries have a lifespan in themselves. So the batteries for an electric car will eventually wear out and not be able to run properly. Now, with that being said, I've seen people suggest, okay, well, when your Tesla or whatever runs out of batteries, well, then chuck it in as like a house system. So your house now just runs... Okay, well, my phone died. Well, actually, it overheated is what actually happened on my way back. So I'm now at my house. Sorry, you can't find out where I live now. Anyway, so what I was saying was, a lot of people have said, so the batteries obviously have a lifespan. When the batteries start going out and they're no longer functional for a car because the range has become too limited, put them in the house for a solar geyser or something like that. Basically, it's a backup battery system for the house, which is a great idea, especially in a country like here where our electricity is not very stable. Leading on to the next topic. I don't think the infrastructure is there for like 90% of the countries. And as I said earlier, you know, some countries are going to push to get there. But what my meaning is a lot of countries are going to push to get there, but not in the most green way. So, I mean, our country is just going to build more coal power stations or maybe nuclear, but nothing like sustainable and good. It's just going to keep building because our government is just obsessed with getting any backhand deals that they possibly can. Unfortunately, that's the reality that we live in. People are more focused on money than they are on anything else, which, I mean, is understandable. We all need money so that we can do stuff. I just wish people would put the planet that we're all living on a little bit further up on the scale as well, but I'm not leading the world, so yeah. But unfortunately, that's kind of the situation that we're in. I don't think electric cars are the way forward. Or no, correction, I do. I think that they really are the way forward, but I don't think... I'm going to open my door a little bit because then hopefully this can get some air and then not overheat on me. But yeah, so I'm hoping that there'll be renewable sources and stuff, or environmentally friendly ones anyway. Because I mean, there was also I can't remember who did a study. I think it was Porsche, and they're actually opening a factory to do this now as well. That they can take like the CO2 or something in the air already. So basically, what comes out of your exhaust, they take that, they can recondense that into petrol or something along those lines. And apparently, it's a zero offset or something like that. So whatever comes out your car can be turned back into fuel to go back in your car, which comes out your car, which gets turned back in, and blah blah blah. And supposedly there's nothing lost in that. Usually there would be something lost, because that's just kind of how science works. But there's something like that out there on the internet. I have to do a little bit more research on that, I suppose. Maybe I'll do a part 2 of this and we can go more in depth talking about it. But that was a really cool idea. The fact, I mean, I believe Formula One has been doing at least something similar for the past like couple of years already. They've just been taking that. Also, obviously, like ethanol and stuff, so corn fuels, so biofuels, if you will, that's also been on the cards for like a while. And I know that they just got a jet engine to run on completely biosustainable fuel or biofuel or something like that. And Toyota also, the what's the Japanese auto show called? Tokyo Auto Salon, there we go. Toyota also released, they took a Toyota AE86, there we go. Sorry, my brain had a blank there. I kept wanting to say GT86. They took a AE86 Levin and a AE86 Torino, and they converted them. So the Torino, they made the stock engine be able to run off some form of biofuel. I'm not sure which kind of biofuel or what biofuel or something like that, but it was made to run off some form of sustainable fuel source that is not harmful to the environment. Or at very least, what comes out the exhaust can be offset situation, offset easily. And then the Levin, they actually renamed very nicely with because the Levin has a LEV, so they made the EV stand out. Thought that was very clever. Well done, Toyota. And that was a fully electric converted with a manual gearbox, of which Toyota's also been working towards. So I'm actually, again, super keen for electric cars. I have nothing against electric cars whatsoever, as long as manufacturers keep in mind that there are some of us that want meaningless rubbish from our cars. Obviously, our meaningless... Oh, can I please English today? Wow. Meaningless rubbish right now is things like shooting flames and having cool pa-choo-choo noises out the front and so on and so forth. Rubbish like that. Yes, it is rubbish. Don't come moan at me in the comments. Let's be honest here with ourselves for a moment. It is rubbish, okay? It's not necessary. It serves no purpose. It's rubbish. Or, I mean, okay, technically speaking, in like a race car scenario, perhaps it serves a purpose. You're not a race car. You're a road car. It serves no purpose, okay? Besides trying to show off and be cool. But like, as long as manufacturers, like, again, Toyota Lexus has been working towards having a manual gearbox in electric cars. I'm super keen for that. I'd actually like to experience that. What does a manual feel like in an electric car? Because electric cars don't need manuals because the thing just spins at whatever RPM. So it's just a continuous gear. So I'd be interested to see how a manual gearbox would work in an electric car, and how it would feel. I don't know, there's a lot of interesting things. I know also like the Rimac Navara, I think it is. It has a mode where you can change it from being all-wheel drive to front-wheel drive or rear-wheel drive or whatever you want, basically. And that's very interesting. I think it's also got a smart tech that when you're cornering, it can send power individually to wheels. Now, that's been a thing in all-wheel drive cars for like a while now, but just interesting crap like that. I'm interested and keen to see that kind of stuff. I'm just hoping car manufacturers, when producing electric cars, don't make it boring. Like, make it cool. Also, electric cars have the current issue of they're quick, they're not fast. This has been a thing that some guy said on TikTok, and like everybody actually agrees with it now. For example, Teslas. You can see those videos of like some of the Teslas, like the Model Plaid and stuff like that, destroy Lamborghinis, like absolutely wreck them. Like it's not even a joke, it just kills everything. And that's a 4-seater saloon, you know, and it destroys everything. So now everyone's waiting obviously for like the Tesla Roadster to come out, which is supposed to be even faster. But the thing is, it can do that for like 2 runs down the drag course. Then you gotta like recharge the car because it's gonna kill itself if it does another one. Or it can do another one, but the optimal charge, which then means the optimal amount of horsepower going to the wheels, is no longer there. So then you gotta like recharge it. So it can only do that kind of thing like a limited amount of times, then you have to recharge it. It's like saying, okay, you can have 1,000 horsepower out your whatever, but only for the first quarter tank. Then you got to refill if you want 1,000 horsepower. Otherwise, it's only like 500. That kind of scenario. I don't know. I'm excited to see where cars go in the future, whether it be hydrogen fuel cells, which I didn't even tap in this. There's obviously hydrogen engines and stuff, which I believe Toyota is also looking into. I'd just be interested in general to see where cars go in the future. My only issue with electric cars is I don't want them to outlaw these. Basically just one day say, you can no longer even drive these on the road. I feel like that's a bit harsh. Let us drive our old cars, because I'm going to be honest here. What is majority of traffic? Like just NPCs, right? That are driving majority traffic cars. Cool, let them drive electric cars that are going to have 0 emissions, or whatever it is in the future that will have 0 emissions. Like a couple, even if it's like a couple 100,000 people per country that are still interested in these cars and stuff, the offset would be ridiculous, especially if it's running off like biofuels and stuff like that. So I don't know, yeah. Just let us drive our oldies, please. Don't ever let me get rid of these. I want to keep this for the rest of my life, thanks. So, yeah. That's kind of where I stand on the whole situation. I hope you guys enjoyed my rant. But that's pretty much all this was on the topic. And I hope to see you guys in the next video. I don't know what Friday's vlog's going to be. I'm going to be honest. I'm recording this the day before you seeing it. And I don't know what's happening on Friday. So I might get new coils. I don't know if that's going to happen on Friday, but I'm getting new coils soon for my car, because that's the reason why this had that dead spot at the beginning of the video. But I will see you guys nonetheless in the next video, whatever that may be, and I hope you enjoyed this one nonetheless. Join me next week for another video where we will be going on a rant about something else, probably. So until then, guys, cheers.